There was a worldwide pandemic, and no, this is not about COVID, but yet another serious pandemic that has been a major issue across many generations around the world. Nearly 14 out of 100 people in the United States in 2019 smoke tobacco. Cigarettes are dangerous since it's an issue that can easily be prevented. Smoking can lead to many forms of illness that can be fatal, if not seriously harming to the body. If someone does decide to quit smoking cigarettes, this will not only benefit the smoker but the people around the smoker as well. I will speak about the many problems that come with smoking, and I will advise people who do consume cigarettes to stop. And since everyone is different, everyone will have their own way of dealing with quitting smoking. So take it at your own speed, take it at your own pace. I'll inform the audience about how smoking is bad for a person economically, physically, socially, and mentally. So one of the most obvious reasons you should not smoke or quit smoking is money. Money is so difficult to come by, especially during these times in the pandemic, or pandemic. So why should you stop smoking economically? The average price of a cigarette box is $6.28, which could add up to $188 a month, up to $2,000 per year, which is crazy expensive. And it varies from person to person. A person may spend less on it, a person may spend more on it, and it tends to be on the higher end. So cheap prices equals more spending. Another reason to stop smoking is that it has some dangerous side effects, both economically and physically, can be life-threatening, if not seriously harming. So why should you stop smoking? Well, your physical health. You can develop pulmonary heart disease. It increases the chance of developing if you smoke by 2 or 4%. You develop lung cancer, COPD. What is COPD? COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which makes it harder for a person to breathe, and it only makes it worse for people who already have pulmonary problems such as asthma. Cigarettes can also lead to cardiovascular disease, can cause strokes. What are strokes? Strokes is whenever blood clots form around the vessels around your brain, causing them to burst and can be fatal. So, which is crazy. And one of the main reasons I don't smoke is that it ages a person faster. And for a person who looks older than they already are, you don't want to look older. So that's why I don't smoke. That's one of the reasons I don't smoke. For the women out there, why you should not smoke or quit smoking is it can lead to stillbirth, low birth weight, SIDS. What are SIDS? SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome, which it is what it sounds like. It's the sudden death of an infant for no apparent reason. And there's been connection that smoking often leads to higher rate of SIDS, so not good. And preterm birth. Another great reason to stop smoking is that people shame smokers, often because smoking causes secondhand smoking. And what is secondhand smoking? Secondhand smoking is also known as passive smoking, is the inhalation of smoke by a person other than the intended smoker. So, picture me sitting next to a smoker smoking. They release fumes. I inhale that fumes. I develop illnesses that the smoker is developing. So, you pretty much affect the people around you if you're smoking. So don't smoke. Another socially thing that you should stop smoking is that non-smokers see smokers in a bad light. That doesn't mean that they don't see them as humans. They are humans, obviously, but they just won't have the same respect to you if you smoke or not. Smoking also leads to a bad smell. It's really distinct smell that is pretty obvious to see who smokes and who doesn't. So if a person next to you smokes, you can obviously tell they smoke because of their smell. Another social factor is it leaves a bad impression to the youth. So you don't want the younger population to develop habits just because you smoke. They pretty much monkey see monkey do. So kids are pretty stupid or dumb, not stupid. Similar to that of what smoking can cause to the body physically, smoking also has effects on the mental side as well. Another reason you should stop smoking is addiction, which is crazy. Nicotine reaches the brain in 10 seconds. What does nicotine do in the brain? Nicotine increases the mood, concentration, relaxes muscles, increases anger, which is all great and good, but what if you want to quit smoking? Well, this leads to withdrawal. Withdrawal is whenever you don't have the necessary fix, which is your daily intake of whatever drug you're taking. And withdrawal often leads to the increase of effects that you want nicotine to sedate, such as you want to relax the muscles, but you're not, so you get anxious. You won't decrease in anger, so you'll just get angrier. So don't develop addiction just because you want to smoke. So why should you stop? Well, first, price. The average cost is pretty cheap, often which compels the smokers to buy more cigarettes, often burning through your money, which is already hard to come by during these times. Smoking also has some dangerous effects physically. You can develop illnesses such as coronary heart disease, COPD, lung cancer. You can cause strokes, cardiovascular disease, and ages a person faster. It also has some birth effects such as stillbirth, low birth weight SIDS, and preterm birth. It can lead to secondhand smoking, which, as I said, you you affect the people around you who are not smoking, but you smoke, so you're affecting them. Non-smokers see smokers on a bad light. It leaves a really bad smell. And it leaves a bad impression to the youth. And you can also develop an addiction of nicotine, which is crazy. So don't smoke just because all these things I just listed. Sadly, this worldwide pandemic of cigarette smoking has plagued this country for centuries, affecting 1/10 of the population of this country. Since smoking can be easily prevented, it leaves me a sour taste that all the unfortunate events that resulted in such bad habits had to occur. On a great note, there are people who are willingly and actively trying to quit smoking, which should always be seen as a courageous action, because it's really difficult to achieve that, achieve quitting smoking, which should always be seen as a great thing. Smoking tobacco or cigarettes can lead to economically, physically, socially, and mental issues, which is crazy because you don't want to develop such habits or issues just because you want to have a smoke. Smoking products for health purposes can be allowed for consumption with a written prescription of an authorized physician. Then a certain variety of non-nicotine related products can be consumed or smoked. There has been a steady decline in cigarette consumption, but there has been a rise of another form of smoking. Nicotine addiction pertaining to vapor-related smoking is another form of smoking that has taken popularity across the younger population. This is also a growing issue that's been occurring nationwide and worldwide, so we must set an example to the younger population by teaching them that smoking is a bad habit to acquire, and to achieve that we must first end the pandemic of cigarette smoking. Thank you.